People can see completely different worlds and never know how that separation happens and the position it places you in. Part 1. The observation. Nothing feels extreme. You open an app. It doesn't feel political. It doesn't feel aggressive. The posts feel familiar. The tone feels reasonable. Most of it sounds like things you've already thought before. Nothing here announces itself. It could arrive as comfort. It could arrive as clarity. It could also just be preference, made visible. But two people can live in the same city, use the same apps, and never see the same feed. One person's screen feels calm, another's feels urgent. None of them know what the others are seeing. The question isn't whether this feels wrong. The question is whether it feels like anything at all. Part 2. One mechanism. Engagement as selection pressure. Digital platforms operate on metrics. Engagement is one of them. Content that keeps people watching is content that survives. When a post reaches someone who strongly disagrees, it sometimes stops there. It gets flagged. It gets dismissed. The algorithm registers friction. So one way this could work, similarity might travel faster than disagreement. Not because the platform wants division, but because interruption is measurable and metrics respond to what can be measured. Over time, paths reorganize around lower friction. This pattern appears consistently in some systems. In others, it doesn't. Perhaps the difference is in the design. Perhaps it's in the people using them. Perhaps both. This is one explanation. Studies on this show mixed results across different systems. It might not be the only one. Part 3. Another layer, targeted messages. Some messages don't spread publicly. They arrive once, then disappear. Political ads work this way. They don't need consensus. They need precision. In 2024, during the US election, one major campaign spent over $200 million on ads designed to reach specific people. You might have seen one about border security. Your neighbor might have seen one about jobs. The ads appeared once, no one else saw them. No public debate follows. No correction appears. Research suggests these messages work better on people who are less certain or less informed or simply tired. Not because those people are weaker, but because certainty is harder to redirect than openness. In this structure, extreme positions might become efficient signals. Or perhaps they were always efficient, and the technology just revealed it. Moderation doesn't disappear. It just doesn't move as quickly. Part 4. A side effect. Empathy at a distance. As groups stop encountering each other, something shifts. Empathy becomes indirect. You no longer meet opposing views as people. You meet them as screenshots, as patterns, as warnings from others in your group. Support becomes symbolic. Outrage becomes predictable. It becomes easier to react than to relate. This could be the result of algorithmic isolation. It could also be what happens whenever any community becomes insular online or off. The technology might accelerate it, or it might just make it more visible. The exit, what remains unclear. If polarization is shaped by optimization, then the question becomes, optimization toward what? Engagement? Profit? Or simply the path of least resistance? And if separation isn't chosen directly, but emerges from small preferences, repeated, then where does responsibility sit? With the platform? With the person who keeps scrolling? With the system that made scrolling possible? Perhaps all three. Perhaps none of them entirely. When every feed feels reasonable to the person reading it, what does disagreement even look like? And if we can't see the shape of the separation, how would we know when it started to change? Do you hear the world more clearly now? Beyond the noise, the light is already on.